The tile house here in Marietta. Charlie runs a tile house here, and I highlighted his shop on another video I have in my vlog series. You can go look for that. It's a 12-day vlog that I did a few weeks back. I am back now because Charlie has introduced me to this new company out here called IQ out of California. IQ is making a, I know it looks like a, I did a video some years ago because I was stuck on Tile-matic saws from a long time ago, and then Husqvarna bought it out. Husqvarna is orange, and so when I first looked at this, I said, okay, Husqvarna's come up with a new saw. How can you improve on a saw? There's always companies out there trying to make improvements on saws. So what this company has done is come out with the first dry tile saw. I can't even call it a wet saw anymore. It's a dry saw. It is a proprietary blade on here. I'm not really sure of the makeup. I'm sure it's somehow diamond coated. A lot of perforations on the blade itself. And it looks a little thicker than a normal wet saw on the blade area. I'm not sure what those blades sell for. When Charlie comes back, I'll try and get locate a price on that. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably an $80 blade. Normal wet saw blades, 10-inch or around $50, $50, $60. But I'm going to say because this company's saw is so much more expensive, some people are not going to want to buy it. It's $1,800. $1,800 is a lot of money to spend on a saw. You know, even if you get you know, the higher end wet saws that I particularly like with Husqvarna, you know, you're spending $1,200, and it's always one of those things where should I spend the $1,200 as opposed to, say, a DeWalt that's $850, and now this is twice that price. So why pay for it? Well, because you never need water. There's a lot of advantages I can see to using a dry saw. One of them, this is a porcelain tile, but right now I'm doing a glossy polished porcelain tile. And if I make my mark with a pencil, I lose that mark because of the water. So I'm relegated to using like a fine tip magic marker. And I have 4 or 5 of them because once that magic marker gets wet by virtue of the wetness of the saw, then I lose my mark again and I have to dry out. It's a big pain. There's other advantages also. You're not slopping around water. There's companies out there with wet saws that make this entire aluminum type frame that you wrap some plastic over so that when you're in a house you're not splashing water all over the place. And even with the DeWalt, they've mitigated the water issue because they have the back panel and the side panel and all that stuff, but there's still water. I still put out tarps on my floor. I still put in moving blankets around where the tarps are at to catch excess water. And even with the DeWalt, I still have a piece of plywood or usually sheetrock or something that sits in back of that panel that's on the back, that little carriage thing on the back, because there's still a little overspray, and I don't want to get that overspray on cabinets and things like that. So I'm still adherent to doing what I can to mitigate the water issue. Here, there's none of that. Here, there's no mitigation of that. Charlie set me up with a piece of tile to cut, but I want to kind of show you first on the tray. On the tray, it's typical of every saw. You have the markers and all that stuff. But look here, this is funny. This is so anti-wet saw, right? You have no bottom. There's no tray at the bottom here to catch any type of water. And so the tray can be completely out, and it's grooved, as you can see, and the grooves line up to the laser. So you have a laser marker to where you don't even need, you know, theoretically. There's very few. I don't remember a saw that has a laser. Hey, Charlie? He's not here right now. I don't recall there being a saw that has a laser integrated into it. I'm waiting for a company to put in some type of little LED light or something like that. Sometimes I cut at night. I'm relegated to cutting outside, and I cut at night. I have to set up some type of flashlight contraption or something that holds on the handle that's flexible, which I have in my truck. So I wish they would put a light up under there. Anyway, What else was I going to say? Okay, so it has this extendable, I don't know if it actually extends or not. Yes, there's a locking mechanism here. So you can extend it out for a larger format tile. This is a 25-inch length from here to here. So if you have a 24-inch large format tile, as I just took off of here, yes, it definitely fits. You could do a rip cut all day long. 24 is nominal. Usually 24 is 23 3/4. But look at there, you still have about another 3 inches playroom. So that's not an issue at all. I like the laser thing, especially. Yes, I would still use the laser, but I'm going to match that up with my mark. So I still draw my line with my pencil, but the laser just kind of ensures that you still have a straight line, that everything's in play. Speaking of play, there is absolutely no play in this tray at all. Even on a DeWalt, there's a little bit of play. I can't move this tray at all. This is locked in. But it also unlocks. See, here's a table lock. So you can actually take the table out. A couple of other things that I want to talk about. The wheels here. So you see how it's locked in? It's locked. This bottom rail is locked in by two of those, like a C-clamp, for lack of a better term. And then it has a release handle over here and a couple wheels on the back. When you take this, when you break this down, all it's a matter of is lifting up this front end until the front end and those wheels touch the ground, and then you unlock the tray, the stand. You unlock the stand from that part, and then it just pulls right out. That's all there is to it. Now you're portable. Now you can move your saw. It is a little heavy, but now you can move it around by virtue of the wheels on it, and then you just do the reverse when you're setting it up. So there's no more lifting of the saw itself, except for the lift that you have to do perpendicular. But anyway, here is the vacuum, and so this is the magic behind the madness, is that there is a vacuum and a filter. If you listen, you can hear the filter. It's one of those like a shop vac type filter. So it's perforated in a lot of different places, and every once in a while you turn this, and it probably has on the inside some little rubber thing that knocks loose all the dust and all that stuff. So as you turn this, it's knocking loose all the dust, and guess what? You have your dust tray right below here. There's your dust tray. So every job you're done, you just go ahead and dump out your dust tray, and that's all there is to it. The filter is not needed to change, you know, for quite some time. I guess you would know that once you start cutting and you actually have dust coming around, but the dust tray is all you have to worry about. No water whatsoever, and then it locks that in. And that is just genius. I like it. I like it for a lot of different reasons, but the main reason is there's no such thing, unless you have an angle grinder or something like that, where you're going to be able to cut a tile dry. And in this case you can. So without further ado, this is an incomplete review because I haven't read the instructions. I was literally just introduced to this 10 minutes ago. So although it's set up in a lot of ways like a wet saw, so I can talk about it a little bit, I don't know everything about it. I don't even know that motor. I'm assuming it's quarter, maybe it's a 1/3 horsepower, but anyway, the point being is that cutting it now, you're going to see where there's absolutely no dust. The vacuum, same as a pump with a wet saw, the pump and the blade come on at the same time, the blade motor, and in this case the vacuum kicks in as soon as you turn on the blade. I like it. I like it a lot. The cut's very clean. There's little slight very, very slight chipping on this piece. Again, I wasn't holding it. You know, you saw I was doing it with one hand because I'm holding the camera. Very, very slight chipping going on. But that to me is incidental because usually that's covered on a corner or it's covered wherever you got it covered at. But the cut piece that I wanted has no chipping whatsoever. This is as clean as any saw that I've used, any saw blade that I've used, and it's dust free. So a couple of other things I just thought about, doing a 45. I don't see where the table where you have the ability to do the 45. That would be interesting. I don't know that that's possible. Oh, Charlie's already got his grinder out, so yeah, you can kind of clean off the edges if you wanted to. So let me see. Again, trying to do it with one hand. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a piece missing that goes hand in hand. Sometimes there's a piece that gives you the 45 that locks in on the tray like a DeWalt does, where you can stick it up there and automatically be your 45. So basically that's the way it would go, and along with your laser to show your cut. Not sure that's possible on this, or if it even has a part. I guess when he comes back I'll ask the question. But you can do with this, unlock it. You can do your angle cuts, same as you would any other saw. Whoops. Same as you would any other saw. If you got an angle cut to do. Like with there, right? So, yeah, that would work too. I don't know if Charlie needs those or not, so I'm not going to cut those. Anyway, that's my very quick IQ review. It's an unsolicited review. I'm not, again, anytime, I just want to reiterate this. Anytime that I do a product review, know something, I'm not getting paid. Maybe eventually there'll be a day where I get paid. You know, I get a little something on Amazon link, or the company itself is asking me to do the video or something like that, and I will make it abundantly clear that it is a paid video, that I have somehow have gotten compensation, whether it's the saw itself, whether it's, you know, payment, cash payment, or whatever the case is. But I'm not getting paid from this. I just like doing reviews of products that I think are really cool, which I do over the years, and this is a cool product, and I haven't seen one yet, and I don't know that I'll see one anytime soon. Again, the price point is up there, so maybe that price point will change at some juncture where they'll be competitive with Husqvarna and they'll come down to $1,200 or $1,300, but right now they're $1,800 for this saw. And if you wanted one, Charlie says he can ship it to you. He's at the Tile House here in Marietta. You can get a hold of him directly, and for a shipping charge he will send it out anywhere in the country you're at. And that's it. I got to get on to work. So this is Charlie at the Tile House. He kind of confirmed what I already thought. The blades are not $80 but $99. But they look like a thicker blade than a normal wet saw, right? Looks like they might last longer.
They should last at least a year.
A year? Wow.
That's the average if you do 500 feet of cuts a day.
Okay.
So you use it 5 days a week.
For like a contractor, a builder, home builder, or something like that. Look at that.
And it's got its own little.
Wow, this is a heavy blade too. Holy moly. So is there diamond chips on there, or is it just a perforation that does the cut?
Diamonds too.
Is it? Can't quite see. Yeah. Well, they made it gold at least, so you know it's twice the price, but you know you feel like you got something out of it.
That's right.
Yeah. So if you want to order one of these saws, you can get a hold of Charlie directly here at the Tile House in Marietta. You can Google, and he will send it to you anywhere in the country for a shipping charge. And it's a cool saw. And if the manufacturer happens to see this video, send me a saw, and I will do a proper review video. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, then subscribe. Hit that button and subscribe. I make nothing off of YouTube, so please be a Patreon member. I'm going to post a link down below to my Patreon account, and you can donate $1, $5, $10, $20 a month. Just pledge that on a monthly basis. That will help me produce more videos and content so that you can watch and learn from my channel. And donate at least $50 if you're going to call. If you're going to call for advice, donate to my PayPal, please. Donate first, and then feel free to call me or email me for advice. Otherwise, business calls only, please.